All right. Welcome, everybody. It is October 19th. This is week 4 post EOS Independence Day. Last week, we checked in on how we're going on the software development side of things. Leap 3.2 RC1 is out. CDT release 3.1 was expected in the week. We can get a check-in on see how that's going. So we talked about system contracts, and we talked about the EOS Support Survey. And I think maybe we have some news there. We'll have a look. So let's start from the top with how are we doing with the CDT release and EOS System contract release?
Yeah, sure thing. So top to bottom, when it comes to potential RC2 for 3.2, we will have a release. There's just a few items that are still awaiting review for the most part. Nothing too critical. Main things that are going in there are just a couple simple bug fixes, as well as just a few enhancements to Leap Util, which is a new feature we've introduced with 3.2. So that's kind of the first update with respect to Leap.
And that's Leap 3.2, right?
Yeah, it'll be 3.2 RC2. That's correct.
Any timelines for that?
Yeah, so I think I'd love to get some movement before the end of this week, but it may be early next week. And that's kind of the same update as it pertains to CDT. We've got a couple of bugs that we still need to discuss. And in terms of what we were trying to get in, the main thing is just the remainder of the crypto extensions, just in support of some different mathy stuff. And we've just got somebody who's a little bit newer cranking on it. So it's just taking just a little bit longer than expected. But that's kind of our update, is that we'll have an initial release of what I guess is CDT 3.1 on, I guess, around the same timeline.
Same timelines. Cool.
Yeah. And then the last real update here, just related to EOS System contracts. We finally had some discussion. There's been some questions the last couple of weeks in this meeting about some discrepancies related to IMSIG. There was just a little bit of a gap there, and we have somebody that's working on that. We do anticipate a release, and it may be around the same timeline as this, maybe a week or so longer, but we'd anticipate releasing that out in the EOS System contracts. And of course, we'll look to make that update inside of the reference contracts as well.
And that's, you said also roughly the same timelines you're expecting?
It may be a little bit longer, like maybe a week longer. We've got some significant competing priorities. So yeah, it may just be a little bit longer.
And you said that's mostly to address the MSIG discrepancies? Like there are some, I guess, gaps from the reality of the MSIGs and what was in the repo. Is that right?
Yeah, there was just a little bit of a gap when we performed the migration over. I don't think that it's critically impacted anybody, but these are just some updates that we need to get in to clean up the release and make it user-friendly for anybody that's trying to operate on the latest version of contracts.
Yeah, and it was really needed for that time lock contract. That's what kind of triggered the rabbit hole to go down, was you need to be updated to the latest version, and not everybody had, but it in itself kind of has some inherent whatever. But then there was that 8 different repositories that, yeah, it's not like they chase it. So thanks for knocking that out. There's a lot of chains that'll be happy, and yeah, no major rush, because they're kind of waiting and seeing how we over here on the EOS are blazing the trail. So
yeah, no, but it's definitely on our radar, and thanks for reinforcing that priority for us. Glad we could get that tackled for you.
Hey, love having direct communications with the people that get stuff done now. It's been years.
Happy to be here.
And are we still, I'm just reminding myself that we had some potential timelines for March, April was kind of what a couple of weeks ago were talking about for a potential Leap 4.0, which would be a consensus upgrade. But I know there's some uncertainty there whether or not that will be a breaking change or not, depending on the capacity on the team. Is there any more certainty there at this point, or still pretty uncertain?
Yeah, I think that there remains a high level of confidence that there will be breaking changes in what we release there. I think that it's pretty well safe to say that 4.0 in that timeline makes sense. What's really what we'll be working on communicating more clearly to this team is just the actual scope of what fits in there. I've mentioned previously, we've had a couple of competing priorities with some of our very talented engineers. And as a result of that, we're working on really pulling together what we'd like to confidently announce will all be inside of 4.0.
Great. Excuse me. Looking forward to that. All right. Anything else to add on the software development side of things?
I think that that's it. Yep.
Great. On the Blocks.log survey front, not sure if we got any more results in, but I have circulated the survey kind of directly with the top 21 block producers. I know that's kind of a target, an audience we really wanted to target. We got Randall on the call. Have you seen any movement there, or maybe Dario can speak to that?
Yes,
if
we did not get any more responses.
Okay, so I'll follow up there then with the block producers, see what I can do about getting some more engagement there. So nothing new since
we talk about it here.
Sure, yeah, let's hear it.
I'm also curious I know this is related to the EOS upgrade, but I mean, it's a great opportunity for a lot of the tech people, the VPs, as we kind of refer to them, to come in and discuss and collaborate, or even hear about what all, maybe currently on the plate. I was curious if there was do we kind of tag them maybe two together? That way you can, tag the upgrade at the beginning, check on how that's going. All the non-nerds break away, and then the BPs or nerds geek speak, kind of expanding the meeting out as a scheduled live platform to really get together to talk about things like this. Damn, I really had a hell of a time finding that correct hash. Oh, well, that's why. But that would give you a platform to, instead of blindly shooting out an email and expecting responses from the BPs who I don't check my email. Offering some of them a platform, Corvin coming in here and discussing some of his technical platform discussions, more so than just the EOS network upgrade itself, because it's a great team. Anyway, I've been meaning to ask as we kind of wind down the duration of these upgrades.
Yeah, it's a good point. And there was a good conversation a few weeks ago when, we kind of had wrapped up the call and you, Ross, and Kevin kind of talking through some of the pain that BPs feel.
And I think if you offer a platform scheduled, like we see on a bunch of chains, you can get a lot of people showing up. Some people are the ones that never shut up like me. And then some people are the next generation that just sit there and listen and learn, you know what I mean? So anyway, something to think about. I just try not to hijack too much of the calls. Ross loves it when I talk. So
we could try experimenting with that. Is there a topic, would this block.logs question be perhaps a first topic we could try?
I think so.
We can share our feedback today with the folks that are here, but then we could, actually make that an agenda item for the next week's call. Mm-hmm. Put out a call to action to everyone, including the BPs. Invite them to join. We can get Matthew to join. I know he's probably already shared his thoughts on that topic, but maybe some discussion. Maybe we'll draw out some more insights.
I think that'd be great.
I like talking.
Okay. Okay. Well, any comments on that topic for today, or do we want to save them for next week when we put out put that into the formal agenda?
From the technical side, yeah. I mean, it's more hypothetical and brings in some of the other things, and maybe focusing on that hot topic list. I forget what y'all call it. The all those not working groups or whatever the ENF has, it's like a list of 40 of them or whatever, but some of them, whatever are the most hot topics we can discuss that y'all are working on.
Cool. So we'll see how it goes. We'll make the topic next week, block.logs files. I'll share the invite with all the BPs. We'll see how many we can get. We may need to get some translation help, but we can do that too. And or at least we'll get, I think definitely wouldn't be a problem getting Matthew on here and some more of the other technical nerds. Okay, cool. Anything else for today in the meantime? All right. So we can wrap it up then, and we'll see you next week, and I'll share the summary and that call to action for next week.